Okay, there's we're on page Kufnun Dalet. There's one issue that Mandy raised last time. I still didn't resolve. We have to still go over it. We'll get to it hopefully. I want to finish the mime, and I'll try to figure it out. And I put on
contradiction. Which issue? The contradiction.
Yeah, I put on WhatsApp, by the way, that the thing we learned the last time I was really Shashmit Satfila. There was a Perek Satfila talks about these issues also. So if somebody wants to look it up. Now we are in the middle of
Thank you. I'll check it out.
We spoke about the two funny biur. One biur is with the Tchia, and one biur is with the Imin Mekareves. Sure, Maschal is the Amon, page Kufn Dalet, which is like a third from the bottom of the page. But why is Bina? He said like this: Bina is Mordech, and Chachma is Imin Mekareves. Why he says? The bin, the binyan, the bina, because yesh, al kanifas be yeshus. Bina bechlal, bina is yesh. Bina means that it's on a stage when you understand something and it's tangible and you can relate to it. So it means in this context, it means it's already yesh. There's already something tangible existing. The mele, how can nitwas be yeshus? So there, because Bina is yesh, so it can express itself in yeshus. Shatayna gagashmu yesh mamash can be expressed to yesh mamash. But mele is der tchia. That's why the only way we can deal with it is with der tchia. Push away the ego, the yeshus. Aber chachma b'chnas ma bitl atzmi alkein ein nitwas be yeshus. Because chachma is bitl atzmi ein nitwas be yeshus. Ein shagamatayna gagashmu ein eliki. So Chachma, because Chachma is a higher madrega in Bittul, so that can even the Taina Gashma can become an Ineliki, like I said earlier. It brings a few examples. Number one, Zashara Nepach Latayv, to Chachma the Rak and Bittul to Tayv. Komay Chametz Teyafenu, like we says in Chassidus about Shtei Alechem. Bechal Karbonas cannot be Chametz, but Shtei Alechem is Chametz Teyafenu, because Shavuos, we reach that stage that we can elevate even the chametz, which because it comes from chachma. Similarly, lachmei teida are also chametz. That is why we don't say mizmah l'seida Pesach, because teida is also chametz. These two things, shtei alechem and teida, are a madriga that's aran nepach l'teida. B'zayin and Shabbos. That's what we said earlier. But achila of Shabbos, even we eat and enjoy the actual physical, the gashmistic food, still doesn't take it down. You elevate it. Meichin da'ab, period. Okay, so we finished describing the linen of achila that the two are finding in behold. In the dorim siag leprecious. Going back to the Maimah, but this Maimah, beginning of the Maimah spoke about the question, Vaydaba Meshal Rosh HaMatis, the Pasha of Nedor. So we learned the Pirkei Avos, Nedorim Siyag LePrecious. Nedorim is a gate to precious. Precious means, so good translation, I forgot now. Separation. Yeah. Precious means separation. Is separate from Taivas and Lamaz. Because of the Nedorim, Biur Sheperish Me'adom. Nedorim means the person says, since I'm so, it says that it describes the general concept in the dog. What happens? A person says, because I feel that I'm so low, so the way to elevate myself, I'll make a neder. I'm not going to eat something. I'm going to stay away from some tire. So that's precious. Why is it? He separates himself from tires. Now here, because it comes out of fear. Because you're worried that through Taivas Gashmis, you're gonna lower yourself to the Madrigas. Because of that fear, make a neder that you're not gonna have this time. So to the precious Shever Tavas, he breaks his own spirit of Taivet, means that's a Tchiyah, Gam Varadov. And the thing that he's staying away from is elevated in a negative way. Then he brings from Kabbalah, from Siddur, the Dorim bebina chaya melech. And the Dorim is connected to Bina. We said earlier, Bina is linear from Tchiyah. It says the Lashon in Chazal is Noida b'chaya hamelech. You swear, you promise on the life of the king. That's the expression in Chazal. So Kabbalah says chaya melech is not like a Bina. Male is connected to Bina. Then the in the Ilchas Nedarim, there's a concept, you make a nether, but then they go to the Chacham. The Chacham is matter as a nether. What means he unties the Isur. It's matter. Why? That's because Chacham is more Chacham. Shan nepach l'toiv. That the Chacham matter is not in the stage of Bina, but you have to be deicha. There's nepach l'toiv. זה לא די מה שעשה תאיר לי שזה אין הבירורים, זה מוכרח ליאס, זה מוכרח ליאס. The Chacham says, לא די איך מה שעשה תאיר, why do you have to ask yourself something else? To not a תאיר ask you. Why? Because לי שזה אין הבירורים. You can't stay away from the Michael, you should be mavar, you should eat it in Elohim. זה מוכרח ליאס, השתחת הכוונה למה שמצאת לנסוף. All this must be experienced, because that's the time of Sakavon. I'm sure that's stuff. What the Biur and Dafka Canal. So that's some shachas happens to Biur. Actually, Biur, mesh basically fine. It repeats the same thing. I'll hold in it. Dog, basically, but that's Chacham, then Chacham matters in it. So Biur, like you said all along, the Biurim is the ultimate purpose of the Biurim of Toyu, of Nitzutus of Toyu, but two ways of one Biur is to Tchiyah, Bina, which is Nedori. And the higher level of Biur is like Achil of Shabbos, that's the Chochma, that's matters in it. So now it takes us back to the pasuk in the Mayim Astar. Moshe spoke to Rosh Hamatis. What does Rosh Hamatis mean? So Matis is Midas. Matis are the Shvatim. The Shvatim represent the Midas. Rosh Hamata is Meichen Shebemidas. The heads of the Matis. Matis themselves is Midas. Rosh Hamatis is Meichen Shebemidas. Moshe is Meichen Be'etzim. Moshe is Meichen above Midas. Meichen which is above Midas. But Moshe Rosh Hamatis means the Amshacha from Moshe, which is Meichen Be'etzim. And Rosh Hamatis is the Meichen Shebemidas. She explains, Vidaber Shehim Shechri Berosh Hamatis and Meichen Be'etzim. What does it Moshe say? Ze Adav Nativ Hashem. Shehim Shech Li Ze. What's the Mavshe given? Li Ze Adav Gil Amahus. Moshe was Mamshech in the Rosh Hamatis Madrig of Ze Adav. What is it? Like he said, Ze Mikol Anavim Nisnava Bechori. Moshe Nisnava B'Ze, because like we said in the beginning of the Maimon, Ze is Gil Amahus. The essence of godliness is a Mikol Anavim Nisnava Bechori. All the rest of the Nevi, the Nevu was in Madrig of Koi. Kid Museinu Malchus Pinas Dimya. Koi means it's a likeness, it's an image, it's something which is like that. It's not a thing itself, because that's a malchus, dimion. But dimion means comparison. So that's koi. Koi is a sheinu mus. Okay, nas makaliyesh, because the madrig of malchus is not most alikus, only. It's only it's only an image of godliness. That that's the source for yeshus. Okay, now is the mekabel lamas v'sterim mayesh, because that madrega is makali yesh. That's mekabel lamas v'sterim mayesh. So the yesh affects it. It's the berach hayesh. V'zeu ika prinas dmut. That's the madrega of malchus. It's dmut shemislabeshes v'briya. Meshakos v'apad v'shar hakavons. Shar hakakinoim. I'm sorry. So the part that writes that the madrega of koi, that's the madrega of malchus, and it's dmut, it's mislabish in biyah. Then the voice calling Nevim biyah. The voice calling Nevim is now b'choi. The rest of the Nevim, they reached the madrega that they reached to their in their nevuah prophecy is only the level of malchus, mislabish in biyah. Moshe levasa ma'atzilas from his nevuah. Mashenka Moshe is now bezeh, because his nevuah comes directly from Atzilus, not from here. Or by Atzilus Gufa, then sometimes it says Atzilus Gufa, there's a different Moshe in the rest of the Nevim. Kol Nevim, Netzach v'Hoid, Shalbami Gufa. The Nevim are connected to Netzach v'Hoid, the law of Madrigas in the spheres, which is Levami Gufa. It's out, like it says in Pasach Eliyah, like the legs are outside of the body. Moshe when it's chachma, is chachma roye. Machine chachma Moshe chachma in till it's gufach. Is chachma roye. Shaloi is not mine. Yesh lamata kamayla mila. Moshe sees how the yesh is from the ayin because kamayla mila she'ein ma yesh mastel. Lachain v'diva Hashem al Moshe ponim el ponim. That's why the nevuah of Moshe was nevuah ponim el ponim. Shagil and nevuah is lamata kamayla mila b'chiluk. The nevuah by him was lamata kamayla mila. He experienced godliness as if he's in Lamal, as if he's in the higher world. בדרך כלל שם, רצינו חילוקים בגיל הנבואה, בכלל, במיוחד חילוקים בגיל הנבואים, בויים, יציר, הנבואים יציר, אז לפי מדרגת הנבואה. זה כשיש מסתר, ממילא יש חילוק. When the nevuah is affected by the makabel, by the yesh, so it depends on how you find the yesh. The lower madregas, the lower madregas nevuah, the higher, the higher. How Moshe lo yesh mastir, b'gil nevuah l'matik Moshe l'malam. Moshe, because he was in the state that the yesh didn't interfere, because he was a chachma bittul, so there's no yeshes to interfere. So that's why he was always the state kumel l'mayla, mamish. V'zeh gam kashalam the base in the nevuah. That's what the Rambam says in Tzedek HaTorah. That I think it's the shiur today, tomorrow, one of the shiur these days, that the Omed Alamdai, the rest of the Nevi'im, when they said Nevuah, they lost themselves. Moshe, as he was like sober and totally in control, he still was able to call Nevuah. The rest of the in order to call Nevuah, they had to be Mispashas Agashmis. Shayesh Master Mavad. Aber Moshe lo yitwas v'yesh. Shayesh lo gam kan was. Beetle Moshe in the yesh was also Beetle kanal from his chachma. But lo yesh Master Mavad. That's the nevuah of Moshe. Zer shekosov be'may b'zoya. It's an interesting zoya. Al pasuk b'shovel amafne. Says in Pasuk Kisisa, because Moshe Rabbeinu had the time that spoke to Moshe. Then b'shovel amafne. Then he went back to the camp of the Eden. So Zoya says, that immediately after he had the experience of Nevuah, he experienced prophecy. Immediately after that, he was able to go back to the Machne Yisrael and then getting busy with public activism. I'm just saying a word. There was no shin, he didn't have to change. Why? So this is Madrega of Moshe. You spend just the last 15 lines describing what's Madrega of Moshe. That's why he's not affected by his environment, and he's able, even so, he can be Mekabel in the Nevuah as is. But מבחינה זו, המשך גם לראש המטס. אבל מה שראש המטס means that the ראש המטס receive from Moshe that quality. Wo בשביל נטוס נדון? Why do we need that? בשביל נטוס נדון. Because the ראש המטס is like the חוכם המטס, and to have the חוכם המטס, the life הריסה למוטו, שהרע יהיה פחות טוב, in order the איסר שתמות רע לטוב. Michael Shabbos, then brings the Gemara appeared earlier. So all this is a result of Adav Moshe Lo Shamat Nam Shachaf Moshe, which is making be'etzem in the Meichel Shebemidas, in the Rosh Hamatis, so they can elevate, they can become Chacham Hamatis Neder to elevate. Similar to what it says, the Slichas Avayna is in Kippur, as then it's nothing Kazachis. The ultimate Slicha is as then it's nothing Kazachis. What does it mean? So how do we reach to that? Because like it says in the Pasuk in Kippur, also the Pasuk we just read, Lifnei Havai Titho, Lifnei Havai, above Titho, he purifies himself that the day is Nasa Kazachias because he Lifnei Havai, Shomu Gam Gemagibus. So that the story of Zeres Kazachias, that's even Gemagibus at Meis. Person didn't have Avera, and this Avera is transformed into mitzvahs. That's a very high level. We can, but here in the door, we're not talking about church was at Meis. We're talking about Dvarim HaMotorim. So he stayed away from it, and then the Machacham is matter. Exactly, in the Dorim, so basically going back, so the closing in the Dorim is showing on the Biur. The Dorim, the Chlau is Biur. Torah is the Dorim, and the Biur is in the Kareves. And in the Dorim Gufa, there's the Dorim, which is the Stam Biru, and the first Madrigan Biru, and then there's the Tos Dorim, which is the Min Mekarebes. Okay, never Pasha Rosh Hamatos, that's the idea, Lember Rosh Hamatos, Im Shachlam Moshe, Mesmechem Be'etzim, that's Chachma Shechalata, Ned the Lapach Reality. So, Stam and Pshat, it's an interesting, yes, the question is Pshat in the beginning of the Maimah. Wasn't Tamal without Moshe Rosh Hamatos, all the rest of Torah that Moshe spoke to the Eden. Wasn't Tamal Rosh Hamatos. It says basically, it gave him the power to be Chacham Hamatos and Neder, because if you pay attention, an old interest. We just learned it in Yekovas. The concept of Chacham Amati doesn't say in Pasuk Bechlal. If you read the we're not there yet. We're in Parshas Chumash Vayikra, but in Parshas Matis, the beginning of Parshas Matis, it talks about Nedorim. If you read, the whole story goes that the Isha Kesida Neder, Afar, right from Bailo, Vio, talks Afar. The concept of Torah's Nedorim is not mentioned at all in the Parshas. So what Chazal and Kabul, there's a concept of Chacham Matos and that. That's the way it is in Pshat and Chumash. The concept of Chacham Matos do not mention in Pasuk at all. It's something Teresh Baal Peh. Now Maimon he says that the Remez in Rosh Hamatis, that the Rosh Hamatis have special power to be Matos and Neder, which is like I said, it's an interesting point Pshat and Chumash because in the Chumash, the concept of Chacham Matter is not mentioned at all in the Psuk. But in our mind, it's not the Chumash. It's in the Torah. It's taken from the Torah. It says that the Davar Moshe Rosh Hamatis means the Rosh Hamatis becomes in the Dorim. He has to give special power to the Rosh Hamatis that should be able to matter in the Neder, which is something that is not mentioned. Okay, never. Let's try to make it from Be'etzim from Chachma Shechalata and Neder Lapach Reality. Zeh Hadover. So going back to the pasuk, so that's the question we asked in the beginning of the Maimon also. What's Zeh Hadover? Just tell him what he said. Why do you have to say the word Zeh Hadover? No, boss, like we said. Gilui Amur. Zeh Hadover means that a special Gilui Zeh Kediv Hanveyu. The idea of Gilui Amur. That answers the other question he asked in the beginning of the Maimon. The rest of what must mitzvahs in Chumash says first is about Daba Hashem Moshe Leimer, and then it says sometimes Moshe told to the Eden. That sometimes it doesn't even say that. In our story, it doesn't mention that Daba Hashem Moshe Leimer. It says Chatchilas. By Daba Moshe Rosh Hamatis, it doesn't mention Daba Hashem Moshe Leimer. Why it says that? Well, so there's a remez in that. The remez in the fact that in our pasuk doesn't say Vaydaba Havai or Moshe because the concept of Nedorim is above Havai. The Ani Havai or Shmi. Havai is a shame. Mashenken here, the Indian of Nedorim, the Birurim of Nedorim is above Havai. Like we said earlier, to the Birur, we reach the Ayat Madriga. So that's one, that the Nedorim itself. The Gam, the Torah Nedorim Shem Havai. So, but the Nedorim and the Torah Nedorim reach above Shem Havai. That's why it doesn't say Vadaba Havai or Meshalem. Lifnei Havai Torah. So this is the key point in this Maimah. Show us that the Birur spoke about Toyu, the Tikkun, the two avoid of Birurim of Toyu, we reach even higher than Toyu and Tikkun, and the Lashon is Atmos itself. And that is Nifal in the Dorim Gufa, two stages: the stage of the Birur, which is Bina, the Dorim, and the stages of a Torah. Both of them are above Havai. That's why it doesn't say Vadaba Havai Moshe. So I already asked the question. I guess I didn't look up that if anybody talks about it. I mean, the pasuk says but I guess it's still the poil. It goes to Havai, but we can. I don't know. We can say shuttle. It doesn't say by Dabar Havai that the source is Havai. The source is higher. Well, it goes to Chof, and that's the remez that we find the fact that does not mention by Dabar Havai. So we finish this man, but let's start over. Pashat Dvar. Hashem Elai says Moshe Rabbeinu tells the Eden Pashat Dvarim. He retells the whole story of the 40 years. So one of them says, "Vayem Hashem Elai." The Moshe says to the Eibishter told me, "The taste of a necha sichna v'sartze." Look, I started giving before you, which means to conquer sichna v'sartze. Ochel reish v'reish v'sartze. Start to conquer his land. Basically, Moshe told Moshe Rabbeinu, now it's time for you to finish and conquer the land of Sichon. Tzorich la'ovin, it's an interesting question. I mean, the dig is not only in that passage. In a lot of places, it says Moshe, Moshe. Sounds in the passage there is a direct connection of the kibush of Eretz Sichon back to Moshe. It's a deep. And then there's another expression that it says, I started, which means other says also start giving you inferior or mashma is the kibush eretz sichon in gadol ma'it, which is the Moshe. It's based. He says from this entire the lushenis in the psukim, achal rosh, achiloisi. It's mashma that there's a specific. The kibush of Eretz Sichon is a specific type, unique type of kibush, and it's directly connected back to Moshe. We have to understand the inner meaning. What is the inner message and the concept of the kibush Eretz Sichon v'Oid, and why is it after connected to Moshe? And more generally, we have to understand the kibush zayin hum Eretz Yisrael the Yeshua. So later on, the kibush of the actual zayin hum is about to solve the kibush of the 7 nations. The zayin hum is was the Yeshua. But kibush Eretz Sichon v'Oid, v'chein, v'chem esmin, it's actually the Moshe daf. So that's an interesting observation that we see. I mean, he's talking about not from a historical perspective. There's some message here, some ruchnistic message that the kibush zayin hum Yeshua is good enough. But kibush sichon v'oid and meet them for that we need Moshe. So there must be a message here. Targum yenesen. So now we have to talk the deal of the words. What does it mean? So targum yenesen isa chami ba'och shimsha v'tzira the shar is namatan kadam. We saw in the behavior of the sun and the moon that I gave you, that I allowed you to conquer to conquer Sichon and Oid. This targum yenesen brings in shimsha v'tzira. So I love in meinen orchel shimsha v'tzira. Why does shimsha v'tzira come into the picture? And the matzino, I mean, the reason, the simple shot in Targum Yenesen is matzino, but Nachem Sichon v'Oid am derecham the Moshe calls the Gemara times. The Gemara says that just like by Yeshua, you know the famous Mephes Gimel Tammuz Shemesh begiven doim. Says the Gemara in Tainis, "Kashem sham dalecham al Yeshua, kacham dalecham al Moshe." There was an Indian of Shemesh during the Moshe's time also when he conquered Sichon. So that it's possible that the Targum Yenesen is maramis this concept that the sun stood in place in order to be able to conquer Sichon. But still, we have to understand first of all, how does the moon come into the picture? What is this concept? There's another Gemara in Cholin. It says like this: what does it mean? It says in Pasuk, he's going to say it. Oh, there's a isel that says al totzas moyev al tizgon melchama. We cannot conquer moyev. We cannot conquer Ammon because moyev and Ammon and moyev are both from Bnei Loit, and the Eibishter said, don't conquer them. Still, so what happened? Sichon conquered Amen and Moav, and then the Eden were able to take it from Sichon. You can't take it directly from Amen and Moav. That's the concept the Gemara says in Chol. I just said it. Now we're going to read it the way he says it here in the Maimon. We are on page Kuf on the Vov, top page Kuf on the Vov, few lines on the top. What does it say? Rashi says in Cholin, Daf Samach, Chatzi Eretz Amen Oya B'Sichon, half Eretz Amen was conquered by Sichon. Cheshbon Imei Moav. Like it's the Cheshbon. It says Cheshbon is Sichon. Cheshbon was Sichon, Melech Sichon, his capital city. But he Me'or Moav. Originally Cheshbon was Me'or Moav. When she cost to, aber who Nilcham Melech Moav Arish. It says that Sichon was fighting with Melech Moav Arish, and he took away the land from him, and then the Eden took it. Why? Because Eretz Amen Moav legitimately so. Eretz Amen Moav itself was not given to Eden. Rather, Amral Osalim Kibbutz. There was forbidden. They forbade the Eden to conquer the land of Amen and Moav. Commission cost about Totzaris Moav. When you get to Moav, the pasuk says Al Totzaris Moav Al Tizgo Melchama. That's all. It's all Pashas Klor. All these psukim. Ksiv v'karachtam od bnei Amen Al Titzorim Al Tizgo. But Amen and Moav does the Easter conquer. Right? Mikta said Amen and Moav Tirol B'Sichon. So what happened? Part of Amen and Moav was conquered by Sichon, so it was clear for the Eden to conquer. It's an interesting concept that Amen and Moav we cannot conquer on your own, but after Sichon conquered it, we can conquer it from him. So okay, so it's a technical issue. It's almost like you say. You sell the chametz. It's like a technical thing. The Sichon, because Sichon conquered the Amen and Moav, that's what. But we have to here in the mind, we want to understand what is the inner message of this entire story. First of all, Amen and Moav. Originally, Amen and Moav Gam Osale, and they're not allowed to take it. What's the message here? What's the meaning of the whole story? So okay, so we finished this point. The questions. The index now goes more into this. What is the story of Amen and Moav? Amen and Moav and Kain Knizer Bris Ben Absorim. In Bris Ben Absorim, the Rebbe promised Avraham Avinu 10 nations. Saknani, Baprizi, that's the ones that we mentioned. This is the 7 nations signed. But it also says the 3 nations that they call Kenik Nizi Kadmoini. So Chazal say that Amen and Moav ain't Kenik Nizi the Bris Ben Absorim. Shnema Ba'emo calls Hashem as Avram Bris Leim Zarach Mesat Yisoretz. B'chot Hashem Asor Amim. So in Bris Ben Absorim, Pashas Lech Lecha, the pasuk counts 10 nations. 3 of the 10 are Kenik Nizi Kadmoini. Says Rashi there. And Amen and Moav ve'Edom. These 3 Kenik Nizi Kadmoini are really Amen and Moav ve'Edom. But what happened later when they didn't conquer the land, but Yeshua came in the land, Nitan Lehem, Shiva, Shiva, Goyim, Rabbi Batzam and Mecca. The pasuk says that you'll conquer 7 nations. So what happened to the 3? Gimel Umesanal, Omoalim, Achshav. The other 3 they were spoken about, they were told about now. But when will the Eden get it? Only La'asid Lo. Mashiach comes. Because of Pashas Sheftim, and that says in Pashas Sheftim, in Chum Tvorim, the Yachim Hashem is Kachas Gvoch, Kachas Dibalach, V'Yisafto Chashol Eshor. That La'asid Lo will expand the borders of Eretz Yisrael. Then you need another 3 other mitzvot. So Rashi says, what is the Yachim Gvoch? Pirush Rashi, Kenik Nizi Kadmoini. That the 3 means in addition to the 7 others, they also have the 3 Kenik Nizi Kadmoini. לכן כתיב שם כאשר נשבע עליו יסך. לא שניס, כשיח השם הסגוך כאשר נשבע עליו יסך, what does נשבע עליו יסך mean? That the Rebbe promised Avraham not only 7 numbers, but the other 3, Kenik Nizi Kadmoini. So that also needs explanation. The promise of the entire all 10 omens. Why, when it came the Poel, Yeshua conquered the land of Eretz Yisrael, when the Eden came into Soul, after they left the Midbar, he only got 7. Not only loy nitnu, but less Nesa Al Totzos, because at least, so we have to understand the concept. What does it mean? The Eibster promises something, and then the Poel, only part was fulfilled, and the rest is going to be lost. What's the message here?
But even that, we got a little bit of sichon. I mean, we got sichon, which is a little bit
right,
of.
We'll talk about it later. But okay, the part of sichon we have to put. Okay, you're right. But the part, the only part. But lost the Poel, yeah. So okay, the point you're making is true. So later you'll talk about that detail too. But right now he's already left that. Now he's talking more general. Why was it also lechatchila? That's part of that tachat. Okay. Move on. A lot of questions. It starts with another question. Another question. The gvul is the laws that becheskel. When you read Sefer Cheskel talks about the laws of the Beis Shlish. He talks about Sheni, but it's also Mahamas Beis Shlish. He talks about laws of Lovoi, and what is he saying? He's describing the borders of Eretz Yisrael. So when you look deep, I mean, I didn't open the Tanakh, but as I stated that when you open the Cheskel and it describes the borders of the Eretz Yisrael, we don't see that it's more than the way it is in Sefer Yeshua. If we just said, Rashi just said that also don't left Kenyan because that my needs. So when you open Yecheskel, it should have described an expansion, a bigger land. Bifrat, no, it says Bifrat, but Sat Sofen Umizach, Shomer Tam specifically in the east of Israel and the north. The east, like in our language means what today is Jordan. In the other side of the Jordan River, that's what's there. It's Ammon and Moab is in Edom. Tzafin, and Tzafin also. That's Syria. So this part, Syria and Jordan, today is Syria and Jordan. That's supposed to be part of the borders, but we don't find it in Cheskel. He added it. Okay, so there's 2 questions. I don't know what exactly the 2 questions are, but Peter says, when Yecheskel in his Nevuah describes the way Eretz Yisrael will look, the borders of the Eretz Yisrael, it doesn't mention the expansion. So we have few points, a lot of questions to understand what's going to happen, what the whole concept of the 2 levels in Kibush Haaretz. But to understand basically the message of all this, what is the inner meaning of all this, we start with the concerns of the Kabbalah. The inner Yadur, the Batzilus Yeshas Spheres. Atzilus, we all know Atzilus as Spheres. This is the standard understanding of Atzilus. Spheres B'lima. But Beichol is the Biyah. When the Zohar describes, when Kabbalah describes these chambers in the Olam is Biyah, Nimtza Rak Zayin Echad. Okay, it's not such a, we're not really familiar. It's not a concept we're so familiar with. We talk about spheres the Biyah also. But I guess if you look in Zohar, if you look in Kabbalah more specifically, you realize that when Zohar talks about Olam is Biyah, he only mentions 7 chambers, not 10 spheres. In 2 places in Zohar, Bereshis and Pekudei, the Chayra Zayin Echos.
But the Echalot is referring as Sefirot here?
No, chambers, 7 chambers, which is Madrigas, 7 Madrigas.
It's not Sefirot, are they?
Let's see what it says. Ve'iksha pardes, it's not spheres. Spheres is not Atzilus. The way they are in the Biyah, they're not called spheres. They're called the Chol. It's a lower level. Actually, the Pardes asked the question already. Pardes Rebbeinu. The Ramak asked the question in the state of Pardes Rebbeinu. First, it says Esrei Chol, now it says spheres. The Chayra in the Biyah, it should be also Esrei Cholos. Each of the 10 of the 3 elements Biyah that should have 10 Cholos, not 7. Be'emek HaMelech Tiretz, it doesn't answer. Okay, so that also, in a way, we still finishing the. We had all the Hamshach of Shavuos about Torah and Tikkun. That we have 2 small Ma'amorim about Torah and Tikkun. We're still talking about Torah and Tikkun a little bit in this Ma'amor also. So Emek HaMelech answers, "Nesha'olam is biyah ikum v'shoshim when it's nimtza beim midi or azayin spheres." That really in Olam is biyah what we have is only the gil of 7 spheres. The other 3 are not as active. Why? Because the elements biyah are really a result of the building, the repair of the Zion of the Shviras HaKelim. Zion Malchus. Chen yitzim mitzvah it's like Zion spheres. The fact that there is Meichin in Biyah, we have the other. Sometimes we talk about 10 spheres to be also. The Meichin in Biyah are not really part of the Amshachim Ilamayla. They're last man. There's a special avodah to reach Meichin, and it's only Zion Midas connected to Zion Malchus. That's what it says in Emek HaMelech. So that is why the Cholos in Biyah only 7. Okay, Cholos in Malchus that spheres. That's all probably in Emek HaMelech. The Cholos the chambers are created from the Malchus of each sphere. The Eichel begematria adne beginas Malchus. Heichel, the word chamber in Lashon Kodesh is Heichel, which is Malchus, because it's gematria adne, bring of Malchus. So the Cholos of Biyah means the law, the essence. I don't know what we're going to call it. The actual expression of Halikus in Biyah is only the 7 law madrigas, 7 Cholos. That is generally speaking the point what it says in Emek HaMelech. So now he's going to go explain it a little more in Shpach Chassidus. The Heichel ha'olam. The chamber means the olam itself, the olam of Bria, the olam of Tetel, right? The bechol olam. Yes, as a sphere shebe'olam, ba'olam atzal. Is that how it follows? So in other words, the olam, each of the 3 olam is biyak. There are 2 parts. There's the world itself. That's the cholos. He also has spheres, means that's the energy that resides, that shines there. That's like a sphere. But the echel itself, the chamber itself, within each, that's the olam itself. That's only the madrega of. That's only 7. The neida. The Sabbath Olam plus Malchus. Each Bechal is Sabbath Olam is Malchus. Mashoimrim b'nusach havach Melech Olam. Olam is Melech. Melech is connected to Olam. So Malchus, the Sabbath of each Olam, the Echolis is from the leg of Malchus. Ma'azayin should be Malchus, but Olam is Biyah in Azayin Echolis. The Olam is Biyah created, the Echolos are created from the Malchus from the spheres. Then there's another point that I just didn't emphasize enough. It says earlier, you said a point of diri. The diri means todir, tomid. What is constant in the spheres is the Zion in the Olam is Biyah. This other 3. Something that comes sporadic sometimes, not todir. It's not a constant. That's the point that I missed before. I didn't emphasize enough before. When it was from Emek HaMelech, the difference in the Zion and the Yud, that in the Olam Biyah, the Zion Echolis are tadiri, they're constant, they're tomid. Mashenkin, the three is always said, it's only something that happens sporadically as a result of the avodah. It's not their constant. So he goes back to that expression. What he said in the Emek HaMelech, that some madrigas are todir, or constant. Some madrigas is eine todir, the gimel is sheines. Who in so that concept, todir sheine todir, is similar to what it says in other places in Kabbalah, that there is, Danny, put your mute, please. So,
I wanted to ask you a question. So,
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, what?
so what is saying? So the Hechal is Sefira or Hechal is the Olam, and then it's saying this. Can I get Zayin Sefirot? It's not clear to me. What's the Hechal in here? The whole thing.
Yeah,
the Hechal is the Olam.
The Eichel is the Olam. The Eichel is the chamber, which is the Olam itself. Similar to. It's not the godly energy within the Olam, it's the Olam itself. So the Olam itself is only number 7, because the Olam itself does not have the all 10 attributes. It only has 7 attributes. The Olam itself. But the Emek HaMelech says, but She'einei Tadir, when he's not. Sometimes he reaches the other 3 spheres, the Gimel Rishonos. But in the standard Olam, the Olam is of Biyah, we only have 7 madrigas, only the midas. This is the standard Olam.
But the same line is Zayin Sefirot Shba'olamot, Biyah and Zayin Echolot.
Yeah, no. So what? The Zayin Echolot come from the Zayin spheres.
But if the whole world is a Hechal, and in each word we have 10 Sefirot, that it says in here also. So how does it work?
The 10 spheres are there, but what is really the actual creation is only from the lower 7. The higher 3 are not manifest in the actual world. It's like we say, like the marshal. Let's say, if a child not mature. He's not mature yet. He only has midas. So the Olam is biyah. Relative. I mean, everything's relative. Yachas relative to Olam of Hatzilus, to the Olam Hatzilus. The Olam is biyah. You only have the lower level, the 7 midas, not the meichin. The meichin are not manifest there all the time. That's the point that he's making. So the madrig of biyah, you have only zayin echolos, which means it's only that in the actual being existence of the olam of biyah, of biyah, let's say, what's there? It's only 7. This lower 7 madrigas of the spheres. The higher 3 are not fully expressed there.
So which is Sefirot in here is like Echolot is the same.
The spheres. I mean, the spheres are expressed to the Echolos here. It says the Lashon mehazayin spheres, ain't a zayin Echolos. Zayin Echolos are the expression of the zayin spheres.
But I'm sorry. But again, it's saying that the Olam itself is the Echol. There is one Olam.
No. That's this diet is not important. It doesn't mean it. The Olam is made up of Echolos. Okay. The Lashon one I don't think it's important. But the point is, it's the Olam, and the Olam has Echolos. I mean, the Lashon Itaki says the Lashon Echol Olam, but I don't think this means one. It means in the Olam, the world. We said it separates the world from the Koyach Haleki. The Koyach Haleki is like a 10 spheres, but the Olam itself is only 7. The Olam itself only feels it's the lower madrigas 7. Okay, like I said, the language is not common. But this is the new point that he introduces in this mind. Try to understand what he's saying. slowly. So first, say, but maybe Kamelach 2 points. Number one is that's the one important point is that has to do with shiur sakelim. The other point is that the difference between midos and not betmidos. That nimsam betmidos like Zion spheres. Come only sporadic. That's the difference, whether it's betmidos or not betmidos. That's one way of that one difference between Biyah and Atzilus. Now he brings in the concept midas, not betmidas. It brings it from another language in Kabbalah. He says in Kabbalah in its time there's a whole thing beside shiur, beside taisvus. That every madreg, every olam, we have the amshach halakis, which is such shiur. Shiur means the root, the essence of the thing. The taisvus means an addition. Like the simple marshal is like karbanos. We have sh'tmidin, kesidim, masafin, gilchos. The sh'tmidin is something that's constant. Masafin means something that's added sporadically. But that's in Pashat and karbanos. But same thing in Kabbalah uses the concept of seit sheresh for seit tastes. The world is created. The brias ha'olam is seit sheresh. It's just that's the way it is. Taisvus is, let's say, nisim or teromitzvahs, that's taisvus. That's usually the concept of shiur with that taisvus. He says here that this, what the Eimah Kamelach says, the difference between Tomid and not Tomid is the same thing as shiur with taisvus. Because of Agdomas Peretz Chaim, so that's what it says in Peretz Chaim. He brings in from Peretz Chaim. Sheyesh mashanim shem said shiur. Something, some amshachas alikus in this world is said shiur. Means that's the way the root of the thing is. That's the way it was built. That's the Eibishter wanted, and it's measured according to Kav Amida. So in that level, in the level of such shiur, does not go in b'efs. That will continue tomorrow. Okay, yeah. So we introduced two new concepts here: the Zion Yecholis versus the Esser spheres. We'll have to learn until we have a better understanding. Okay.
Oh, beautiful.